Geez, I was surprised there.
Yeah. And he surrounds himself with idiots.
Yes, he does.
He does. Where's my agenda?
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Nancy. I would like to call the 7 PM work session meeting to order. Nancy, can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Boucher?
Here.
Mr. Madigan?
Yeah.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchior?
Here.
I'm here. Said yes. Instead of here.
Nancy, can I have a reading of the
That works.
open work session statement, please?
This vote is gonna sound a little different to you since,
We changed it.
Oh, okay.
Paul and I changed.
Okay.
Oh, good.
The
Looking forward.
notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied with respect to this meeting.
Wow.
Specifically, the time, date, and location were included in the annual notice of meetings adopted by the governing body, posted in the municipal building by the Township Clerk's office, and sent to at least 2 newspapers, including the official newspaper of the Township, the Ridgewood News, and the Bergen Record. Additionally, to the extent known, the agenda for this meeting and whether formal action will be taken was posted in the municipal building by the Township Clerk's office and sent to at least 2 newspapers, including the official newspaper of the Township, the Ridgewood News, and posted on our municipal website in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
Thank you, Nancy. Can you please confirm Finance Committee have reviewed and signed vouchers?
They have.
Thank you. Could I please have a motion to open the 10-minute public comment period, 10-minute public comment period, 2 minutes per speaker for public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the Township of Wykoff.
So
Please-
moved.
Second.
Please,
Boucher?
oh,
Yes.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Melchior?
yes,
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Now.
all right.
Congratulations,
Please step
Mr. Mayor.
Janet, could you please just state your name again?
Sorry, Janet Toomey.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
first,
very much.
You're very welcome. Welcome as mayor. And thank you for your service. Thank you. Well, I just wanted to say how sad we are to hear that our fellow committee person had to retire. And because Scott was a wonderful person and very interested in everybody, interested in our issue at Spring Meadow, and enthusiastic about it too. So we're very sorry about that, and we intend to send him a thank you note. Nancy, when I send you the note, you can send it on to him too. Thank you so much. And okay, well that's the only thing I wanted to say at the beginning of the meeting. So, well, maybe later on I'll think of the other question that I wanted to think of. Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing and hearing no one else, I move to close public comment.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Madigan?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
And Mayor Melchior?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Matt, could we please have a review of the 8 PM business meeting agenda?
Absolutely. We have a resolution for redemption of tax sale for 339 West Stevens. We are awarding a contract to Valley Medical Group, contract number 2023-16, which is a Wolf contract. That's a contract for our Wolf Cooperative Pricing Group between Wyckoff, Oakland, and Franklin Lakes. This is for firefighter medical surveillance and respiratory protection and crossing guards vision and hearing testing for 2024 and 2025. We have a resolution authorizing a shared service agreement for the compliance of our bloodborne pathogens mandate with the County of Bergen. And there are several other ordinances, but they're routine. We also have 3 ordinances for introduction. The first is an ordinance 2002, which sets our 2024 SOAR rate, SOAR charges. 2003, which is an ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 15 claims approval of the Code of the Township of Wyckoff. And just to clarify, this is to pretty much eliminate the claimant certification, which is the signature of the vendor on our purchase orders for most items with the exception of professional services, personal services, and personal reimbursements, as permitted by a change in the New Jersey Administrative Code. No other change, still requires all the signatures of the governing body, all the signatures of our township of our department heads and myself and the CFO. But we're trying to speed up the process of getting our vendors paid. So we no longer need to mail them a copy of the purchase order. We're in the process of streamlining a lot of our finance functions, and one of the things that we hopefully will be able to do within the next, I'm going to say by the end of this quarter, is once these purchase orders are actually cut, the vendor will be receiving them by email as their info copy, since we don't have to mail them a copy for signature and mail back. So it's going to hopefully save us on some postage as well. And finally, 2024 is an amendment to our salary ordinance, and this fixes the rate of compensation for our part-time seasonal winter employees in the Public Works office, Public Works Department. About 2 years ago, when I got here, we brought the plowing. We used to have a contract, or we used to contract with some independent contractors to drive our trucks. And after speaking with our insurance company, some liability, for liability purposes, we've decided to bring them in as employees so that they're covered under our insurance. And we just need to set their salaries so that we can pay them. Since we've had several snow and ice storms so far. We have one motion for approval, which will be read during the public meeting, during the business meeting, and that's all with regard to the agenda. Just some updates. As I mentioned, DPW has been out busy the last 2 weeks with snow and rain, thanks to Joe Vanderplatte and his crew and his staff for their efforts. This is the last week for Christmas tree pickup. If they weren't out by Monday, we may have probably already missed you. But give Heidi a call in Public Works and we may be able to help you out. Ridgewood Water did have a water main break on Thursday at the corner of Ratcliffe and Colgate. They were able to fix it under pressure, resulting in no service interruptions. The Ridgewood Water Ames Raw Water Main project will begin either on the 29th or the 5th, depending on material availability. A on or about sign should be going up in the area of Hartung this week, if it isn't already up. Mark DeGennaro participated in, and Joe Vanderplatte and Brian Zipkovich from police participated in that pre-construction last week. The state came out with 2 grants this past 2 weeks. The first one is a renewal of the spotted lanternfly grant. We'll be submitting an application for that, preparing an application for that for approval at our next meeting. And the fiscal year 2024 Recreation Improvement Grant by the DLGS. Guidelines were released. We're currently working with Rec and Public Works to come up with ideas for submission. That grant is due on the 27th, so I would expect that resolution, the 27th of February, so I would expect that resolution at our second meeting in February. Third grant we're working on is looking to see if we're going to apply again for AFG, Assistance for Firefighters Grant. We did hear back from FEMA today with some feedback as to our application. Don't know if we're going to be able to overcome some of the hurdles as to the scoring, which eliminated us in the initial round, but we will be looking at that. That grant is due, I believe, in April. Now that we are in our 3rd year of our shared service agreement with Glenrock for the provision of municipal court staffing, we will be having our required quarterly meeting in the next couple weeks with the administrator of Glenrock, or I will be having. This is a perfect opportunity for us to open a dialogue with them, especially since we have a new judge. So the court administrator, our judge, and the administrator from Glenrock will be involved. And one of our options in our current agreement is that in the 3rd year of the agreement, the Township of Wyckoff can avail ourselves of a 2-year extension of the agreement. So we'll be opening that discussion and seeing if we can extend our contract for 2 more years, or if we need to negotiate a new contract. Want to congratulate Dave Murphy on his upcoming installation as president of the Bergen County Police Chiefs Association, and I look forward to celebrating with him next week. And then finally, I just want to congratulate Allison, the new captain of the ambulance corps, all her officers that were installed about 10 days ago, and the membership and the police officers who were recognized for their heroic and meritorious actions, specifically CPR saves, during 2023. And that is my entire report.
Thank you, Matt. Township committee reports. Tim?
Okay, I'll be as brief as I can. I attended the ambulance corps dinner where they installed their officers and their new captain at the Brownstone while it was snowing outside. So I even, I left right around dessert time just to make sure I got home without getting stuck in the snow, but it wasn't so bad. So I want to congratulate the new captain and wish her luck. I attended the fire department their monthly meeting and visited each of the firehouses with the chief, and it was a pleasure being there and introducing myself as the 2024 fire commissioner. The Ramapo Indian Hills Board had their reorganization meeting, and they appointed Kim Anch as from Franklin Lakes as the chair, and the vice chair is Mariana Emelo from Wyckoff. And they had their annual meeting, their reorg meeting, and they actually hired a search firm for the new administrator. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you, Tim. Rudy?
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, planning board meeting last week. Mayor and I attended. We welcomed new member Rob Kaufman. There was only really one item on the agenda. It was an application from Harker's Jewelers and Watch store to really do some renovation. They added a second floor on part of the building, but they reduced another part of the building. They improved handicap access to the building, and that was approved. Attended a Northwest Bergen sewer meeting with Tom Madigan and Mark DeGennaro and Matt Cavallo. And this is to do with the Wyckoff Ave, the Hartung Drive Wyckoff Ave sewer project, and I think we made some progress there. It's going to be a lot of work to do yet. Historic Preservation Commission last Tuesday canceled the meeting due to bad weather. The Board of Health meeting is this Thursday. It was rescheduled this Thursday night from last Thursday night, and I think that's it.
That's it.
I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Tom?
Before I start my report, I just want to recognize Mrs. Toomey and Mrs. Carbone, who braved the storm to come out this evening. Either you have absolutely nothing to do in your lives, or you're very dedicated. I know you're very dedicated. I appreciate it. I think we appreciate it. And Mr. Natal's in the back, a loyal visitor to the chamber, and we really appreciate you taking the time out as well. A couple of things. Rec board meeting was last night. We had a very positive meeting. We had full attendance of all the members of the rec board, with the exception of Jeff Eischen. We're all saddened by his loss, and we had good discussions last night on a myriad of topics, including a commitment to meet in February to discuss some goals and objectives that we could have this year for the Recreation Advisory Board. We have a initial finance meeting for the budget is planned for this Friday. So I look forward to meeting with the team and going over some of the initial budgetary issues that are on our plate for 2024. And as always, the Finance Committee, Pete and myself will share meeting and our progress with the governing body along the way. I was at the Chamber of Commerce meeting this morning, along with the mayor, who was the guest speaker. Mr. Melchior addressed the chamber. It was pretty well attended for a snowy morning. Rudy Boonstra was there, as was Administrator Matt Cavallo, and a good group of people, and it was a very positive meeting. It was held at Blue Moon, and people thanked Howie Felix Broad for his long service as president of the Chamber of Commerce, and it was just a good meeting. And I too want to publicly congratulate Dave Murphy as he takes the helm as president of the Bergen County Police Chiefs Association, and as well look forward to the celebration on the 26th. And I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. I also attended the ambulance dinner. It was a great dinner, and I just want to echo what Matt said and congratulate the new officers and Captain Allison. I attended the M&T ribbon cutting the other day for the renovations of their new interior space. It came out great. I also attended the planning board meeting with Rudy, and as Tom mentioned, I was the guest speaker at the Chamber of Commerce this morning, and it was a great turnout despite the snow. Actually, I think it was better driving at 8 a.m. than it was at 9:15
It was better,
a.m.
much easier.
Yeah, it was a lot easier. And I want to congratulate Kelly Tanis for new president of the Chamber of Commerce. And that is all I have for my report tonight.
If I may circle back.
Yes.
I also wanted, I was out early this morning, as I am always on Monday, and I want to thank our DPW. They were out early. They did a great job this morning. I also want to thank, surprisingly enough, the county DPW. The county roads were in very good shape, even early they were. So everyone did a very good job, and of course our police force is always out there patrolling, and I want to thank them as well.
Yes.
So, and also to reiterate, to congratulate Dave Murphy on his, he makes Wyckoff proud. He's the president of the Police Chiefs Association, which is great.
Thank you, Rudy. Yeah, so
Thank you.
DPW did a great job.
Yeah, they did.
Tough storm when it goes to snow, then rain, sleet, and freezing over, keeping up salting the roads with all that ice out there. And I tell you, Wyckoff was in great shape, and you drove through some other towns that weren't as great. So we have a great DPW. Just before we get to the report of Township Attorney, Janet just reminded me, Scott was on the subcommittee for that walkway, sidewalk looking in. And I know Rudy was on it too. I think we, Tom, if you don't mind to step in on it, 'cause I think maybe Scott probably knew the most, Rudy second, and you third about that subject over
I'll be
the
happy
years.
to, sure.
Everyone's in
We can
agreement.
help out, absolutely,
Good
yeah.
idea.
Everyone's in
We can
agreement.
keep pressing that.
Okay. Dave, Township Attorney report.
I don't have anything really to report legally, and that's probably a good thing, so, but I just want to reiterate, I was out on the road early this morning too, and our DPW does do a great job. The roads were clear,
Yeah,
so,
good job.
thank you.
Motion to adjourn the work session.
Second.
Do that?
Yeah.
Mr. Boonstra,
Yes.
Mr. Madigan,
Yes.
Mr. Shanley.
Yes.
And Mayor Melchior.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of time.